All right. Welcome back to Best Academy TV. In this video, we're gonna focus on calculation on electrostatic force, part 4. All right. In case you have not gotten our first video on or the introduction of electrostatic force, all you just have to do to get the full video here in this topic is to hit the subscribe button to be able to get the full video in electrostatic force. All right, but let's take this question here. Of course, it's a kind of exam possible question. I said calculate the electrostatic force between two protons of charges 1.6 times 10 to the minus 19 microcoulomb. Okay, full stop there. Separated by, not full stop, please. Separated by a distance of 2.0 times 10 to the minus 15. Now let's try to take in our parameters. So they say calculate the electrostatic force between two protons. Okay, we have these two protons. So there are some words that indicate charges, protons or electron. When we say proton, we mean positive charge. Okay, when we say proton, so proton simply means charges or charge, and it's said to be positive E. Okay, that means whenever proton is mentioned, automatically charge change to E. Whenever proton is mentioned, automatically the charge change to E. So if this proton, the E is going to be positive E. This electron, the E is going to be negative E. Please take note. So whenever we mention electron in a given question, that is electron, that is this said to be negative E. Please take note. So that means either charge or, listen to me please, either charge or proton is said to be E. That is the charge, the Q will automatically change to E. So if it is proton, the E is going to be positive E. If it is electron, the E is going to be what? Negative E. Please take note. So in this question they said two protons. That means the two charges are said to be protons. So that means Q1 and Q2 is said to be protons. That is Q1 is going to be proton. That is E plus, while Q2 is going to be also E plus. Please take note. So later we are going to know what E is. So our E here, the constant value of E, sorry for this, the constant value of E is said to be 1.6 times 10 to the power of minus 16. Okay, but if you look into the question here, the charge of the proton is already given to us here. That means they said 1 point, that is Q1 here, will be equal to 1.6 times 10 to the power of minus 16, minus 19, sorry, not 16, minus 19, okay, minus 19. So there is actually a prefix attached to it, which is microcoulomb from the question. So that means this is going to be 1.6 times 10 to the power of minus 19 times, from this prefix here, remember our micro is, this micro here is said to be times 10 to the power of minus 6. Please take it. So if that is said to be so here, plus, that means anywhere we see micro, we replace micro to be times 10 to the power of minus 6 in columns. We'll be left with columns here. Please take note of this, okay? So our Q2 plus Q2 is said to be also 1.6 times 10 to the power of minus 19 microcoulomb. That is the proton they gave to us from the equation. But if the proton of the charge is not given to us on the equation, that means our value is going to be this here. Please take note of that. But the one given to us here is said to be my 1.6 times 10 to the power minus 19 attached with micro. That is, this micro has a prefixes, okay? So the same thing, remember there are two proton charges, and there are proton charges already given to us in the equation, okay, which is given to us as 1.6 times 10 to the power minus 19 microcoulomb, okay. So the next charge, which is Q2, is said to be 1.6, please take note, times 10 to the power minus 19 microcoulomb. So replacing this will be equal to class 1.6 times 10 to the power of minus 19 times 10 to the power of minus 6 coulombs. Please take note. So now let's try to find, let's know what we're asked to look for. We are asked to find the electrostatic force, and we see that calculating force between two charges, we apply Coulomb's law. So the formula for Coulomb's law is said to be F is equal to K Q1 Q2 over R square. So now let's replace. K is said to be 9 times 10 to the power of 9 times Q1 is said to be 1.6 times 10 to the power of minus 19 times 10 to the power of minus 6. Q2 is said to be times 1.6 times 10 to the power of minus 19 times 10 to the power of minus 6, okay, over the distance given to us there. Let's look into the question to check the distance. The distance given to us there is said to be 2 times 10 to the power of minus 15. Please just be careful. 2.0 is the same thing as 2, okay? So replacing that, we have this here. Now remember, all squared. So punch your calculator. Our F is going to be equal to, okay, so what you have to do here, multiply this with this okay. After them, you can now operate on their powers. That is this 9 minus this minus this minus this minus this, okay. So we are going to have an answer for that. So in terms of this here, use indices. So this all square will give us 4 minus 2 times 2 will give us minus 30. So after that, you can now use your calculator to find F. So let me get the answer on the comment section, okay. In case you have gotten to this point, let me get the answer on the comment section. Thank you so much.